imagine this. You and your best friend go to the same college. He has a scholarship to play football because he's got relatives to play. Because he fed well all day and was entitled to clothes and other expenses whenever he wants. Meanwhile, you have to work for all your food and all the supplies. Then all of a sudden, they pass a law saying that states that college athletes should be paid for their sport. Now your friend is getting extra spending money while you're barely making it through. How does this make you feel? According to a 2013 USA Today sports analysis, only 23 of the 228 athletic departments of NCAA Division I schools generate enough money on their own to cover their expenses throughout the sport. College athletes should not be paid for playing the sport of sport. What negative effects do college athletes being paid? Why people think that they should be paid and why they shouldn't be paid are 3 points that I'll talk about. I hope that you will agree with me that college athletes should not be paid for their sport. Just think if you were that regular student, struggling with money, what an athlete has to spend, who already gets a lot of free stuff, being paid just because he or she is playing the sport. How would that make you feel? There are many reasons why college athletes should be paid, as stated in the article, 21 reasons why student athletes are employees and should be allowed to unionize, by Mark Edelman, updated January 30th, 2014. Many college athletes spend a lot of time practicing their sports. The average student athlete spends about 43.3 hours a week practicing their sport. That's over 3 hours more than the average person spends with their job. That doesn't count for the time that they need to do homework or study or eat. So technically, they're considered employees under their sport, therefore they should be paid. Many college sports make athletes miss classes. Most sports require that an athlete miss part of their day. For football players, most times they miss their Thursday or Friday classes due to traveling to play in the weight game. But the biggest example of this is the men's basketball tournament known as March Madness, and it truly can be madness. Some student athletes are gone up to a whole month. That is a lot of time to miss class and to miss what's going on. And they're not just going to play leisurely, they're trying to win a championship, and they are a core part of their team's marketing sales. Therefore, they should be allowed a share in the profit that their team makes. Many people still believe that college athletes should be paid, but there are just too many negative effects for this to happen. According to the article, The Problems with Paying College Athletes by Christy Dosh, last updated June 9, 2011, there are many negative effects like legal rights and fairness if college athletes are paid. Legal rights and laws are a main reason why college athletes currently aren't being paid, and a big right and a big law to this is Title IX. Title IX requires comparable treatment of women when it comes to college athletics. Now, if college athletes are going to be paid, college football and men's basketball would be most likely first in line as far as players getting paid. That brings up an issue. If that were to happen, admission to the games and other events would go up immediately, and that's without paying any of the other men and women's sports. And according to Title IX, the women's sports teams would have to be paid just as much as the men's. Now, many people feel that if these athletes were paid, it wouldn't be fair to smaller schools or other athletes. If players were to get paid, a question commonly asked would be, how much would they be paid? Or who all gets to be paid? These are just two of many questions surrounding this issue. Some think that only the important or key role players would get paid while the others just get nothing. For example, if Alabama was able to pay its football players, and Georgia wasn't, which school would have the upper hand in recruiting? You would start to see good schools like Georgia start to lose critical recruits because the recruits and athletes just want to get paid. If college athletes can be paid, it won't only hurt the players, but other schools. Maybe a school like Ohio State can afford to pay its players, but a school like Central Michigan can't. How is that fair to the smaller school? It isn't. The same can go for jersey sales. People who go to a store to buy a jersey are more likely to get the top-notch jersey name, like a Nebraska rather than a smaller, unknown school. So let's put you in that situation. Let's say that you like Nebraska, so you go to a store to buy a jersey, and right here is the Nebraska jersey, and then right next to it is a Western Kentucky jersey. Now, what are the odds you're going to pick the Western Kentucky jersey over the Nebraska jersey? Probably not very often. This is just one example of why there's one of the negative effects of paying college athletes. The article "Privilege, Not Job: College Athletes Shouldn't Be Paid" by Kate Murphy, last updated January 13th, 2004, or April 13th, 2014, states that college athletes should not be paid for a couple of reasons: money allocation and living the dream. A lot of the revenue goes to the salaries on the athletic staff, which is already severely underpaid. Most athletic departments don't generate enough revenue to pay all their staff and their players. The average annual wage of an athletic trainer is $44,720 a year. Playing sports in college isn't supposed to be about getting money, it's supposed to be about living the dream. When I was a kid, I used to dream about playing football or basketball in college. I'm sure many of you dreamt the same thing. And many athletes are able to live out that dream and play in college. And as children, I bet that they weren't thinking about how much money they were going to gain when they went and played sports for college. Playing sports in college should just be about following your dream and enjoying watching all of your hard work pay off. They shouldn't be worried about how much money they are making. That can come later if they're able to make their way to play professionally. So, as you can see, there are many reasons, whether it be legal issues or just wrong morals, why college athletes shouldn't be paid. And these athletes should not be allowed to get money for playing their sports in college. And according to my survey, 90% of people agreed with me, saying that college athletes shouldn't be paid. Now, do you agree?